What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here with the Season 4 finale of Stompbox Saturday, and we are ending this season with what could quite possibly be the craziest pedal I have ever demoed on this show. I'm talking about Grain by Nunomo LLC. What is Grain? It looks very strange. Well, Grain basically is a tremolo. The basics stop right there. The tremolo speed is controlled by the pitch of your instrument. Slower speeds at the lower pitches, faster speeds at the higher pitches. Pretty cool. But it starts incorporating sub-octaves and different patterns of tremolo and different transitions of tremolo, and the effect is just, it combines so many different things that it starts to get a little hairy. It's going to take some time for you to explore this pedal and to really find the moment where you're just like, there it is. But with this pedal, the exploration is the fun part of it. So let's take a look at the controls, see what we're working with, and then we will check it out. So you have a mix knob, a 2, 3, 4 knob, a gain knob, and a master volume. So the gain, it has its own little built-in gain stage. You could essentially use this as a standalone overdrive. That's perfectly fine. But the tremolo of it is all governed by these knobs here. Now you also have a couple different toggle switches down here, transition and mode. We'll get to those in a second. But each of these numbered knobs, 2, 3, and 4, each of those is the different sub-octave. So you have 2 octaves below your signal, 3 octaves below your signal, and 4 octaves below your signal. Yeah, pretty gnarly, pretty sputtery, and pretty, well, big, fat, and nasty. And each of those is kind of like the speed of the tremolo and the apparency of what you're going to hear. The mix knob is really where you're kind of going to be using those in conjunction with one another. So it's almost like you turn the 2 knob, 3 knob, or the 4 knob, then you turn the mix knob. Or you might even just want to have both hands on those knobs at the same time. And the mix knob works differently than you might expect. More of the effect is heard as you turn the mix knob to the counterclockwise position. A little bit different there, but still the principle remains the same. Now the 2 toggle switches. First we have transition. Now essentially what this is a 3-position toggle that lets you dictate the depth of the transition between the tremolo speeds as you go through the effect. So slow speed to medium speed to fast speed, that transition you can set whether or not you want it to be a little bit more subtle or very apparent. At the top of the video you heard the most apparent setting because, well, I really wanted you guys to hear that. And then the mode. Now this is why there's 2 foot switches on this pedal. The left foot switch is going to be your bypass foot switch, which you see here. This yellow LED, that's your bypass. But if you're using it with the down position, you now have the pedal in momentary mode. And your momentary foot switch is this guy right here. So you'll turn it on, and then boom, there you go. Simple as that. Now, the thing about Grain is that it shines most when you're using it with an overdrive or fuzz in front of it, so I've gone and done just that. I have the Electro-Harmonix Op Amp Big Muff that we recently took a look at in front of the Grain today, and then we're also going to hook this thing up in the effects loop of my rock reverb and see how it sounds with some amp distortion. Now, it's going to be really hard for me to show you guys different tones. So I think what's best is for me to just start playing around with it so you guys can hear what the pedal does as I start making adjustments. Here is our clean tone in the middle position. Now, if I turn the mix all the way clockwise, we can start using Grain as a sort of standalone overdrive. Which is kind of cool. It actually sounds pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. But I like to leave it just in the center. Now let's start messing with these 2, 3, and 4 knobs. And at higher pitches, it's almost just like an octaver kind of thing. Gets a little glitchy, and it's kind of cool. Now let's check out the 3. Let's make that a little bit more subtle. Use some of the gain. Wow, that sounds interesting. Let's turn it up a little bit more. Huh. At that point, it kind of is almost like Nintendo undertones kind of thing, like that old 8-bit music. There's always that weird, like, low-end sound in that electronic music that I kind of like. Very fun. Very fun. All right, now let's check out 4. Not bad. Not bad. I think that might have been like one of my favorites on there. Let's check out the transition on the clean tone. Now, in the up position, it's going to be the most apparent. You can change that, go to the middle, and it's a little less apparent. It's just got that little choppiness has gotten just a little bit smoother, a little bit more rounded. And now we go to the most subtle setting. And at that point, it's almost just like a little layer underneath. You can barely make it out. It's a strange, strange tone. But like I said, where it really shines is when you have a fuzz or an overdrive or a distortion in front of it. So let's kick on the big muff. Let's hear how that sounds. Turning on grain. Ooh, that is one hefty undertone into that. Oh my God, that was crazy. Let's go ahead and dial in some 3. Wow. All right. Moving on to 4. Wow. That is weird. Oh, it's nasty. It's like, why would you do that? And it's just so fun. It's just so fun. All right. So that's the individual sounds, but now let's start kind of messing around and putting a few of those octave undertones together. I'm going to go ahead and start with the mix at noon. I'm going to dial back the gain structure of it a little bit and put the transition to the middle setting. It's almost like that effect that you hear on the voice at the beginning of Iron Man is now on the guitar. Gone for a more subtle setting. there's that Nintendo thing going on. I'm kind of at a loss for words. The thing is nuts. The thing is crazy. And that's just with the overdrive pedal, fuzz pedal, distortion pedal, whatnot in front of it. And then with a clean sound, this thing is probably one of the wackiest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. What I want to hear now, though, is how it sounds with my amplifier's distortion. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the grain into the effects loop of my amplifier, and let's just see what that gets us. All right, people, we got the Les Paul plugged in. We got the rocker verb firing off on all cylinders, and grain is in the effects loop. Let's hear this thing with the fire-breathing monster. And once I start dialing things in, I'm going to shut up and just let you guys listen to the exploration. I will say this, though, just a little bit of added grit on the power tubes is kind of fun. All right, enough messing around. Let's do this. my friends, is Grain. Grain is a tremolo pedal, or at least that's what it wants to tell you that it is. To me, this is like a synth module in a box. That's really the best way that I can describe it to you. It does more than the tremolo thing. There's octave and pitch shifting glitch stuff going on in there. There's a nice little gain stage so that if you wanted a simple overdrive pedal, you could very well do that. It's a weird animal, but it is a lot of fun to play with weird animals every now and again. That, to me, you know, earlier in the year at GitCon, I said originality in pedals is dead because, let's face it, as guitarists, we're creatures of habit, and we tend to want the same stuff. This is not the same stuff. This is different. This is original. This is cool. This is a lot of fun. Where am I going to use it in my music? I have no idea, but the chasing of it, it's chasing the dragon, and we'll just see what happens from there. I think it's a very fun pedal that if you like exploring weird, glitchy sounds, this is the pedal for you. I want to say thanks to Ryan at Nunomo for sending me his pedals this season. They have been a lot of fun to get to know. And with that, is Season 4 of Stompbox Saturday. Thank you so much to you, all of you out there who have watched, who have liked, commented, and subscribed over the last year. Hopefully Season 5, 5th anniversary, will be bigger and better than all the seasons that came before. Let me know what you want to see in Season 5 by leaving a comment below. And hey, it's coming much sooner than you think, so click the subscribe button when you see it so you don't miss the season premiere. Thank you so much for joining me on this crazy, wacky pedal journey. And until next time, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson. I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, my friends.